prettiest of games, but the team gets it done, gets a win on the road. Your thoughts on the game and just the importance of getting this road win early, the first road game of the year?
Yeah, I mean, you use the word pretty. It's not about being pretty. It's about winning. And on the road especially, you got to dig deep, to win games. And, I thought our guys did that. We had some new guys in the lineup, some injuries to manage this week. Marco Farfan makes his debut at 18 years old and, looks like he fits right in. Ben Zamaski has to come into the game, before half. He wasn't even on the bench last week, So these are things that you need out of a team, and these are things you need to do to win games. You need to grind, and you need to stick together, and you need guys to come up with big plays like Jake did at the end of the game, making that save. Obviously, there's things to improve in. Like every game, win, lose, or draw, we're going to look at that. Obviously, we should have put the game to bed a lot sooner, and then it would have been, like you said, pretty.
You mentioned Marco Farfan, another one on that back four that had never played with the back four yet. Roy Miller, his first game with the team, it was a back four that had never played together in a game yet. How did you think they did?
Yeah, this is a true team, and our depth was tested. I've been talking about all preseason the fact that we have a better bench, so we had to put our money where our mouth is a little bit in this game and play some guys that haven't played. And I thought you saw a guy like Roy Miller, who wasn't the sexiest signing in terms of people talking about it. You saw what he can do when he steps in a game, and he got the job done with only 2 days of training. So really pleased with him, Marco, Ben Zamaski, and the entire team. It takes a team to win games on the road. It takes 11 guys in the subs, and we weren't able to do that in 17 games last year. And so I'm real pleased that we're able to do that in the first game. And there's a reason in 15 and 14 we were the best road team in the league. And I think that'll be the case again this year if we keep playing the way we played today.
Lone goal today came off of a counterattack. Diego Chara with a perfectly placed header to Valeri, who then gives it right back to him for an easy finish. I'm assuming you're happy to see that type of play going on.
Yeah, and he almost had one at the end as well. So again, not to beat a dead horse, but a true team, you have to have guys that come up with goals, and sometimes it's unlikely people like Chara holding mid, who doesn't always get on the score sheet, but comes up big. We need to spread our goals around, and it was great to see that today.
Caleb, do you have a sense why we saw it a little bit with the Galaxy today, especially second half, down to 10 men, they're better? Why does that happen in this game?
Well, I don't know if they're better. We score our chances. The game's over. I mean, we missed. I don't know how many chances or opportunities on the counter, and when you don't finish those, you let the team hang around, and obviously they have to gamble more and more as the game wears on, and they're getting chances the other way. But they didn't have a ton of clear looks on the day, so I don't know if they were better. Maybe they had a bit more possession. Maybe because the pressure's off a little bit. Sometimes I've seen that. Sometimes it's the team with 11 thinks it's going to be easier. Maybe it's a little bit of that psychology. But again, I thought we defended really well today, and it's great to get that first clean sheet and that first road win.
Record-wise, this is the best team that Portland has had so far in MLS play. Do you feel like this is one of the best groups that you've have the pleasure to work with?
I think it's a very good team, but being a good team doesn't mean anything unless you show up every single game for 90 straight minutes. In this league, if you don't show up and you don't dig deep, and if you're not hungry, it doesn't matter how good a team you are on paper. But what I'm seeing the last 2 games is a team that's very hungry, a team that has the right mentality, and a team that's not taking anything for granted. They know they have to show up every game in this league to get points, and we showed up today and we showed up last week, and that's what it's about. We got to show up next week as well and play a Houston team that's 2-0 themselves.
Do you know how David Guzman is? It looked like he hurt his shoulder.
Yeah, a little shoulder, sublux. We'll see how bad it is. I'm assuming he's a tough guy. I'm assuming he'll rebound okay. But we'll see. I don't know right now.
How big was that red card?
Oh, I mean, obviously, if you go to 11-10, it doesn't hurt, you know. But we were up before that. It might have helped them. I don't know. Like you said, you know, you just said it. They were better, so I think it. You know, if they were better, then it helped them.
Although you lose a guy
Can't
like,
have it both ways, man.
although you lose a guy like Van Dam and just leadership and experience he has on the field.
Yeah.
I mean, they ended up with a back four where the veteran's a guy who's in his second year.
Yeah. You know, obviously you lose a key guy, and they go down to 10 men. But like you said, you know, it might have taken some pressure off them, and they, you know, knew they had to go for it a bit. And you know, I thought bringing Boateng in the game helped them. You know, he spiced the game up. But I thought our guys really held strong at the end, especially on set pieces. You know, we've been excellent on set pieces this year, and you know, when you look at our group, we have a small team, and so I credit our organization in those moments, and again, the hunger to make those plays.
Would you like to have seen the team attack a little better in possession after that point?
No, just score. I mean, like I said, I mean, we were ruthless on the counter. We had tons of chances to score, and we just didn't finish well enough, and at times we didn't capitalize. We maybe missed the pass, the right pass, or the right run. But I think it's one of those, when you go back and watch the tape, you're going to wonder how we didn't score the second goal, which would have put the game to bed.
Especially that one at the end.
Yeah.
You mentioned a little bit about the winning on the road, but just given that you didn't win all last year, and you said towards the end the team was maybe even pressing a little bit, having that in their head, do you think it gets the monkey off the back a little bit to get that out of the way?
That's huge. Yeah, that's huge. I mean, that psychology is big, you know. So we're on a 6-point, trot, 2 games, 6 points. We got a home win and a road win, and we're back at home. But we got to stay hungry. We cannot think it's going to be easier. We're playing a very good team in Houston next week, who's 2-0, and they're going to come in with a lot of confidence themselves. And they're a tricky team because they're very good on the counter. They're athletic, and if we let our guard down, we won't win. It's that simple. So we gotta show up every single game, no matter how good we are on paper. We got to show up. It's simple.
Are there still ways in which this team hasn't been tested yet? You know, today it's the 10 men, first time out. It's the expansion team. Are there still things that you're kind of waiting for your team to really kind of have to rise to the occasion on yet?
Yeah, I mean, it's a long year, and there's a lot of, for me, things that you have to, areas you have to improve in. It's great to be able to come on the road and get a result. That was an area we couldn't solve last year. It's great to get our first clean sheet and show that we can buckle down even when we don't get the next goal, the second goal, to put the game away. So those are takeaways for me. Maybe the improvement takeaway is we have to be better in scoring that second goal, because we have plenty of chances to do it, and we'll look at that on the film and try to correct that, because we had far too many looks to not put the game away.